Right. Hey everyone. Zero here. I hope you guys have been doing really well. Yeah, happy 4th of July if you're in US. I just wanted to do a quick commentary video of this Siren personal piece that I worked on recently. I took quite a bit of time on this on my during my off hours. Um, I do have a full-time job doing a startup, so it's pretty big project. It's very hectic, but I try to squeeze in some time because I do want to do personal work. Because that's what I love to do on my own time. But yeah, let's go ahead and just go through this time lapse piece. Uh, just FYI, I will no longer be posting on the Gumroad anymore because I think for the time being, because there's been some I think policy changes there that makes it really difficult for me to post. So for the time being, I'll post it on YouTube and have it time exclusive for Patreon supporters, and have it available public to the public, after a few weeks. But yeah, as you saw, I just kind of like sketched it out, just started out and blocked out a face, and it looks very derpy right now. Usually how it starts for me, at least. But yeah, I just kind of go with the feels and just go with the flow of it and see how it goes. And I try to grind it through, which is usually not the best way. You want to find the hook at the very beginning. But yeah, I try to grind through and recover, which I think I was successful at with this piece. But yeah, I think first half, at least the first half of it, you'll see that I struggle quite a bit. I think I have confidence that it's going well, but now that I look back, it didn't look very good. Um, But yeah, like I am using a brush pen that came with the Procreate, and I just kind of sort of tweaked it a little bit. Um, but yeah, it should be getting there. Um, so yeah, I'm spending quite a bit of time on the face and just blocking in, and I know for the fact like this character, my original character, Cyrene, she's kind of has a spectral power. She's a supernatural being, maybe a demigod or something. And I did so many derivative and variations of this character. But yeah, this is a bit more realistic take on her. And because her uh her niche, a character design trait is she has a spectral type of hair, very volumetric, very big volume of hair that also kind of dissipates into spectral effects, elements, and maybe even um, creates this like ghostly effects, I guess. But yeah, I am at this point. I'm getting confident about the face. I did use quite a bit of like maybe three or four realistic photos as references from my Pinterest, and just going back and forth. And I do spend quite a bit of time shopping around on Pinterest, and I think I have a bit of a OCD syndrome where I'm not sure. There's so many reference photos, but I can't quite find the right ones to help me bring me back on track. But yeah, I think I am getting more confident about the overall direction of this art. Um, but again, I look back, looking at this, it's uh I'm glad that I persisted and just kept going. because I think at this point I almost thought, yeah, I'm 80% my way through, and I'm gonna leave it as rough as I can because I think my mindset my mindset at the time was I don't want to over render um this piece because I tend to do that typically my previous works, and for some reason I'm trying to like rebrand myself. I know that you know just pixel massaging everything and just making everything look perfect and photorealistic is has been my instinctive tendencies to take the art as far as possible, and that's how I naturally kind of define my art style. But I try to pivot myself away from that and go towards more of a stylistic approach to art. um and you probably seen some of that evolution of my art in the past, from realism to more stylized characters. But yeah, that's what I was trying to do here. If you can see, like even the hair shapes are more geometric and more sculpted looking, more simplified, as more bold shapes, um, rather than how I usually go about with the hair. But you know, yeah, at this point, I am using this technique that I'm kind of trying out. I don't know if it's very efficient. I don't think it's designed to be very efficient, but for me, I really enjoy kind of doing this type of technique where I use a hard brush. It's the same brush pen that I've been using, same brush I've been using this entire time. And I just 100% opacity and just fill out the areas that I want to add this um, combination of like really harsh shape to a soft tapering off gradient blend. And that's what I do. Maybe I can just get into the details of it and later on. But that's something you will notice. Similar to like using clip mask with the lasso tool, and you just lasso around and kind of go around the shape that you want to cover, and throw in some gradient tool or soft airbrush, and you get the nice crisp edge, and then the other side it kind of falls off to nice soft blend. So yeah, it's another way of trying to give that kind of effect and replicating that kind of result. But yeah, I'm right past the point where I decided to persist and just keep going and see what happens and see how far I can take it. I think this realization came to fruition when I when I found a good Pinterest reference. Um, that yeah, this photo looks really nice. I think I can take this further, so you can see that I made quite a bit of adjustments to her face, and that's when I use a lot of liquify tool, warp tool, and try to adjust the facial features, and that's I really appreciate, and I'm obsessed about making the face to look really good. And when I see that kind of inspiration, like how I saw the photo and realized like I can take it further and make her look more beautiful and better, or maybe more realistic. Yeah, that's when I got excited. That kind of inspired me and created that drive to continue forward. So yeah, I'm spending quite a bit of time. I use a lot of layers, create new layer, and throw things on, throw like the brush, like 100% brush opacity, and then and erasing it away with airbrush to give that again crisp to soft fall off look. So I am just doing that, like taking my time. I'm not in a hurry. I'm not fighting against a deadline or trying to appeal to a client. I'm just doing it for myself. But yeah, I think this was really coming together. I was really enjoying it. Um, I was just kind of on the cruise mode, autopilot, and also redefining the look of the hair. I just completely ditched the idea of going stylistic looking hair and just decided to go a bit more realistic, a bit more traditional, um, you know, kind of look. Um, and without adding too much of a strong contrast, like really, really bright highlights or super deep, dark black, um, contrast. So I try to keep it as pastel looking as I can. And yeah, wanted to add a bit of the brush strokes, like the strands of hair, but without going microscopic thin strands of hair. Yeah, I mean, personally, I've never really done a traditional like medium of painting, but maybe someday I will. This is kind of what I wanted to replicate with, yeah, this style of this interpretation of styrene. Yeah, it was coming together. I made sure not to spend too much time on her face and make sure everything else was being updated. So a lot of back and forth between. But yeah, we are almost getting there, and I try to take opportunity to glance at the reference image, photo with a similar type of pose and expression. And if I see anything, if I kind of missed anything, like a little subtle details, nuanced details of the facial features, I try to make those adjustments. But yeah, at this point I don't really have much fear. I'm excited to keep working on this. I like the tone and the composition of this painting. The hair kind of leads the eyes to the face, which is the focal point of the painting. And yeah, and you just saw here, like I toned down the brightness of the eyes. I think sometimes I do catch myself having highlighted too much of the facial features. So I try to keep it neutral, try to balance it and make it, capture that realism. And try to balance it based on the overall lighting. So, and because she's squinting a lot, the whites of her eyes shouldn't have been that bright like before. So I darkened that. And now I am focusing on the skulls, the abstract looking, deformed, skulls that she's lying on top of. Because the piece is called the skull bed, and yeah, that's where I am slowly bringing out, because they're too dark. But I kind of established the base value, the lighting, um, using the giant airbrush. But yeah, revisiting the hair and just going back and forth constantly, zooming out, and making sure I'm not overly rendering one part and leaving out the other rest of the parts. I'm just making sure everything is just being updated gradually together, not leaving any parts behind. But yeah, it's almost getting there. Truly enjoyed this, and I will try to do like this style of painting more and more, and I hope you guys really enjoy it. I know it's been overdue. Um, you know, giving you guys any like commentary videos. So as I'm going to like maybe um, yeah, I'll probably stop using Gumroad. Maybe I'll just use Gumroad for like an actual like edited videos and like tutorial videos, something that's more like well put together and you know with planning and intent. I will make those tutorial contents strictly on Gumroad. And maybe short videos, like short tutorial videos on YouTube only. Um, but yeah, I do want to do more content creations on the side on my off time. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Please leave comments on the YouTube channel and suggest any ideas. What's will be very helpful and entertaining, and yeah, that could be shared with more people. Yeah, I truly enjoyed working on this, and yeah, I'm creating the spectral effects like rising from parts of the hair, and it's just kind of like a random like bubbly looking like effects um using the same exact brush pen. And just yeah, going over it with different tones and hues of blues. Right, we're at the end of the video. And I'm just like putting final touch-ups on the skulls, making sure nothing's left behind, but also not over rendering. Yeah, overall, I really enjoyed working on this. Hope I have any, maybe ideas for next paintings that I can replicate this kind of result next. Cool. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next video.